All right, Dan, editing. 3, 2, 1.
What is up, guys? It is the Turtle Girl. Welcome to the channel, or welcome back to the channel. Today we are joined by a very special guest. Would you like to say hi?
Hello! I'm Dan, the Turtle Man, as they say.
Yes, so he is going to be joining us today. We are reacting to a bunch of different turtle tanks that his subscriber sent in. There's some really cool ponds, some cool tanks, just a bunch of incredible setups that we're going to be taking a look at today. So, Dan, do you have anything you want to say before we get started?
I just want to say thanks to the people who actually sent stuff in, and thank you guys for watching and giving me a chance to say hello and whatnot and all that fun stuff. I don't know, I'm excited. I'm ready to roll.
Yes, let's go then. Oh, and also, if you do enjoy this video, make sure you hit a thumbs up. Tomorrow, there's gonna be more tanks on Dan's channel, so head over there, subscribe. You can see more of us, more fun turtle shenanigans. So his link will also be in the description, but Dan, let's take a look at some tanks.
So this is from Rich in the UK. He says, "Hi Dan, I've been watching your YouTube channel for a while now. Great work with your pond too. Planning on building mine very soon. I have a common musk turtle named Dennis, who is 10, and 4 Greek tortoises. Here are a couple photos of my tank." Rich from the UK.
Okay, this tank, oh my goodness. This is just absolutely beautiful because you have this musk turtle here, but then you have this wide array of fish in there as well. And I can only assume that with that many fish in there with the turtle, that they're just all getting along. It looks like you might even have like a little puffer there. So cute. You've got angelfish and corridoras on the bottom. And I know one of Dan's favorites. Dan, do you see what I see?
Oh, I see many of what you see. We got guppies. These are my roots. I used to breed guppies and then I got into turtles, and then guppies became turtle food instead of the main pet. But regardless, I still love them.
So there's guppies in here, and then your choices of driftwood, just a lot of different shapes and textures, rocks, moss balls. Looks like an anubias on there. That's one of my favorite plants for turtle tanks is anubias. I would just love to sit in front of this tank. It's beautiful.
This is like a really good, so there's a difference between just totally doing everything for simplicity and making it not really look that good and maybe just throwing everything together in concrete mixing tubs, and then there's doing this, making a beautiful display with a wide variety of plants, different fish, different pieces of driftwood. This is just very well aquascaped, the above tank basking area, to maximize your water volume for not only the fish but for the turt too. Also, yeah, that's definitely a puffer fish. That's
oh my goodness,
so cool.
Yes, that's amazing.
Oh, that's just so
that
cool.
Is
this
so
tank rocks.
Cool.
So next, this says my terrapin setup from Shanice, I want to say. Oh, this is my aquatic 4 on Instagram. We've chatted before plenty of times because you kick butt with this pond. I am a big fan of this. I was following the process. I love the rock work. I love the size of it. It's beautiful. You incorporated a little bit of stonework over here to make a little bit of a retaining wall. There's a bog back here. You've got plants.
Bog, I was gonna say.
That'll turn into a jungle before you know it. Beautiful little basking log there for your turtles to use. Two little waterfalls going into one main one. I like this. I like it a lot.
Yes, and I'm sure Dan knows from experience too, but I can definitely appreciate the amount of effort that goes into making an in-ground pond like this. Moving all those stones, putting it all together, it's just beautiful and such a testament to how much passion you have for this hobby, and just being able to sit out there and enjoy this and creating this environment where the turtles can literally be and behave like they would in the wild. It's just incredible.
Yeah, it's that step above surviving. It's them thriving. And I remember that you mentioned that you lost some of your fish from a blue heron. I am very sorry to hear that. You throw a net over the whole thing and you won't have to worry about that anymore. Okay, this is a doozy. The first 3 photos are 40-gallon setup for an eastern painted turtle. The last 3 is a 20-gallon long for a year-old common snapper. I think that's what this is. Let's take a look-see. So this, I think, is the 20-gallon tank. Oh, this makes me want a snapping turtle.
Look at him. He's doing a little yawn right there, it looks like.
I love the shallow area that they made. Like because snappers sometimes, I mean, they're good swimmers, yeah, but it can never hurt to give your turtle the option to climb up and get easy access to the surface. It's really not a bad thing.
I also like how it kind of mimics, like, you know, the side of a bank or a pond where this turtle might be. And like Dan said, just giving them that choice to, oh, do I want to be deeper water? Do I want to reach the surface easier? I also love the background on this tank, and I want to point out how you even kind of created, it looks like a space for the filter to go. It looks like you have an internal filter, and it's kind of integrated into the background, kind of hidden, but you still have the cutout on the bottom so that it can still filter. So it's just all very cohesive, and y'all know I'm all about the decorations. This just looks so cool with just the logs and also the different texture in the substrate, because you have it built up, but then you also threw in some pebbles in there to just provide some variety and texture, and that looks really great.
Mm-hmm. My buddy Greg over at Greg's Turtle Haven, he often talks about combining different substrates in order to make something more natural, and this is a really good example of just that.
Yeah,
okay,
awesome.
And then this is the painted turtle tank, which
oh my
it
goodness,
is. I love this.
Look at that basking area.
That
wow.
is, I think, the highlight of this little tank is that basking area, because I mean that is really stunning. I can see some zip tied twigs together. That's not a bad idea. I might have to steal it.
And then also with the pothos too. Where you say pothos? I say pothos.
Pothos, please.
Whatever.
Anyway, I don't know if there's actually a proper way. Anyway, I'm not here
To fight you,
How did
Dan,
you
and
say
cause
it?
fights.
over the right way to
Pronounce.
How did you say it? We're going. Ooh, we're going Angry Turtle now because of your.
I made Angry Turtle.
your
I corrected
improper-
his pronunciation.
Oh, I'm just kidding.
Anyway,
With the pothos, I can see that it kind of has a bit of its root system in the water as well. And those of you who know aquaponics and things like that, that's also absorbing some of the nitrates, some of the broken down waste in the tank. So it can also help with your water clarity, and you have all of these sticks reaching up where the turtle can go in the basking area, but then also preserving a lot of space to swim in that beautiful, beautiful basking area. So, wow, love it.
This next one comes from Logan. He says, a college student living in East Texas, a 29-gallon aquarium containing a 2-month-old Mississippi map turtle, driftwood collected from a local creek. I love that. Texas is a great place for that kind of stuff.
that's awesome.
Shout out to the your Chewy box background. I just gotta say, I don't know if it's intentional or not, but I kind of like it. I don't know why.
We love Chewy. We love Chewy.
But the collected driftwood here in this tank is just awesome. And the fact that it reaches all the way from the bottom to the top. So lots of opportunities for him to rest, just climb up there, get on his little basking spot, go sunning up there. And the turtle, so cute.
I agree. This is a nice little naturalistic type of setup. I believe that are there map turtles in Texas? I don't know my geography that well.
I think so too.
They're literally the Texas map turtles, yeah.
Okay, that's what I thought. And so, like, this type of sand plant driftwood combo is very reminiscent of a map turtle environment, the way that it comes up and out of the water. I like the clever use of those two pieces of wood in order to keep your heat lamp up. A lot of people struggle with how exactly to keep their heat lamp. That was a very clever little idea.
So I also would like to say, with your filtration on here, putting a canister filter on a 29 is something that people do, and it works because you can see that the water, there's not that much particulate matter, and it just looks like pretty much immaculate. So canister filters for the win.
You're better off just going big at first. Oh, there's no really such thing as over filtering. You can cut back that flow. Plus, map turtles like a little bit of flow. They come from the rivers. So
There you go.
exactly. Agreed.
There you go.
Beautiful. Oh, this was an interesting one.
Wow.
From Derek. All right, Derek.
From Derek.
This is cool. This is very interesting, and I feel like you might not be in the United States because just from like the way that pond is, that type of filter, I can tell it's a little bit different. But I love to see how you're able to still make a nice habitat for your two reddier sliders.
Look at that.
Yeah.
So cute.
A little biomedia back here, those ceramic rings. I like the filter with the spray bar going over the whole
the spray
thing.
bar going over the middle is really neat.
Usually people use that in aquariums and stuff, right? To diversify the amount of flow and spread it all out.
Yes. Although I'd be curious to see kind of how that affects the evaporation, because I know, like, all of my tanks are open on the top, and I'm constantly having to top off. And when you have like that constant surface disturbance with that, I'd imagine that you'd be topping this off pretty frequently. But I do want to say, I like how you do have like some decorations in there, but there's nothing too close to the edge. So it doesn't look like there's any really areas where your turtle could escape, because the edges are pretty, like, they're ribbed, but they're kind of rounded, it appears to be. So as long as you're not filling that up too much, you shouldn't have any turtles on the loose.
I like the pothos that's used in here. The little bit of rocks, nothing too much, nothing too crazy for waste to get stuck in, but a little driftwood to provide some enrichment, a little basking spot with a tile on it. I like it. This is cool. This is a very unique little setup.
Stock tank.
Stock tank. Couple pictures of my turtle tub. I don't expect you to use them, just making sure you have enough content submissions. Thank you. I'm using this. So I never mentioned that this was going to be a collaboration video, so it's funny that they mentioned backstory. I started watching you and the turtle girl, in parentheses, she rocks, videos 2 years ago. And you both inspired and helped me learn about my turtles and how to care for them. They're 2 pink belly side necks, the size of a quarter when you got them. That's how they all start, and now they're 5 and 7 inches. 300-gallon pond. Thank you to Pauline from Washington State.
Pauline from Washington State. We got homies over here. That's awesome. I love this style of setup, and the fact that you were able to have this in your living space is just amazing. Just having this giant thing, your turtles are up in there in this big old, basically like a pond, indoor pond inside your living space is super duper awesome. I just want to mention before we go to Dan that your creativity with putting your lights on one of those plastic shelving racks to have them reach over the tank is just genius, because people always seem to need solutions for ways to hang lights over basking areas, because usually you have to reach over to get them actually where you want, over the basking area. So that's just a really creative solution. Looks like you just kind of have it hooked on there, maybe zip tied, potentially. Anyway, I think that's really smart. So yeah, those are my thoughts.
I like the use of the fake plants, and I like the little hiding spot for the pink belly side necks. We've got a timer, one of the most underrated tools used by people. I have my everything on a timer. All my lights kick on as soon as the sun rises and the sun sets, and I change it every couple months to mimic that cycle. I like the basking ramp here. That looks like those are like the 2 waterfall filters.
Yeah, the 2 waterfall filters kind of stuck together. That's neat.
That's a very clever idea. I love this. This is what I used to do when I was younger. I had a 300-gallon stock tank in my basement, just like this. So, this is my 8-year-old son's turtle hobby. We have 4 painters. Aww. I love when people call painted turtles painters. He was giving them painters. We're currently looking to upgrade the tank, so they are about 3.5 months old. Thank you, Alyssa, for your submission. I love to hear that kids are getting involved and getting interested in the turtles. We love that. Oh, that is so
look
cute.
At that guy.
I love it.
That's amazing.
Dog.
Well, first off, they're absolutely adorable. Hatchling turtles, I mean, honestly, with all baby animals, you all know this, but there's just something about them being so small, just adorable. You can see up in the picture that Dan's showing, it looks like they're hanging out in the plant back there, so you have lots of places for them to rest and hang out.
So they're still young. These are still hatchlings, and so something like this is, you know, that's going to work just fine for them. You've got, I think, is there an actual basking area? There is in this one. In this picture, it's just an LED, so you might want to consider
light,
might want to consider getting a UVB light just to err on the side of caution.
And then also, it looks like you have like a substrate and then also river rocks in there. So again, like we talked about, having variated substrate is also a really cool thing to provide. I wonder if you had 4 turtles, if you ended up naming them after the Ninja Turtles. It's just a speculation. I don't know.
So many people on TikTok have told me after I found like 4 babies, they're like, name them after the Ninja Turtles. Name them.
Oh my goodness.
Okay, gee whiz.
Speaking of Dan's TikTok, he's kind of TikTok famous, so obviously I'm not on TikTok, but all you Turtle Girl people, if you have not seen Dan's TikTok, he's literally TikTok famous. How many followers do you have?
We're at like 150,000 or something like that.
Yeah, so y'all go check out Dan's TikTok. That will also be in the description. Lots of Diamondback terrapins, cute baby turtles. You won't regret it.
We got the turts. I'm a big fan of this because you can see the upgrade process, right? So here they were in a smaller 10-gallon tank, more naturalistic. Then here we go to filled up a little bit more with a lot of decorations and whatnot. This is where they're currently at, where you've raised the water level. You have half naturalistic, half like fantasy type setting. I am a big fan of the upgrading process. It's interesting to see to me, and
definitely,
I love it. I'm a fan. Now we were talking about going outside of the United States. Okay, well, you're from Malaysia. Been watching my YouTube channel since my college days. Just sharing my scape for your hatchling Stinkpot. I like this little scape. This is cool.
Mm-hmm.
I like the 3D background. I love the use of different textures like we were talking about with the rocks and whatnot.
Yep.
You got a fat little canister filter because I can tell the little pipes coming in and out. You got guppies.
Guppies for days.
Speaking of my heart, I'm a big fan of this. Oh, okay, and then you changed it up here, it looks like. Oh, musk turtle. Eating some type of wormage there. That is adorable.
Oh my goodness. Look at that little guy.
Stop.
They're just so cute.
Yeah, that makes me
So
want
cute.
one. Oh, because they are really good for tanks. I think that people who keep want to keep turtles in aquariums, they are like nearly my number one species because you can cohabitate them so well. Like we were just saying with fish, you can make a community and you can make a really good display tank. Is what I'm meaning to say.
Yes, exactly. And just like looking at this, you can see just the different hardscape. Look, the turtle's even little hiding in between there in the different stones. And I love the choices that you made here for your rocks and wood, because obviously there's different types you can use. You can go out and collect a bunch of branches. You can use Malaysian driftwood. There's Cerio stone. There's dragon stone. And so there's all these different textures and things you can use for aquascaping. Now, you don't see it often in turtle tanks because turtles tend to destroy things. But when you have a turtle that can cohabitate peacefully in such an environment, it can turn out beautifully, like I think it did here. So I would just like to applaud that. And look you can even see the growth of the pothos from this photo to the video. You can see there's like 3 leaves kind of growing in there, and then we skip over to the video. There we go. Look at how beautiful that plant has grown so much in between these 2 photos. So you can just see that everything is just thriving in there. So cool. I can even see lots of little baby fry. So the fry are having babies. The fry are the babies. The guppies are having babies, which just means that they're doing really well in there. They're happy in this environment. So that's always a really good sign when you see babies in a tank like this.
Oh, that's cute. I want to see if we have a full...
Get the little painted and tiger barbs.
Okay, so this is a 75-gallon tank with 9 tiger barbs, some rosy red minnows. She only chases the rosies, but not as much when she's kept well fed. This is from, I want to say, Levi. Let's take a look.
First impressions, love painted turtles and tiger barbs as well. I've been saying for a long time, I'm going to get tiger barbs. I'm going to get tiger barbs, just like it'll come eventually. Hoku needs some friends in here, especially because he did actually, there's only one convict in there now. He did actually eat one of the other ones, but it's so true what you said. The turtles will chase the fish less if they are well fed, because obviously they don't need to hunt if they can just be lazy and you just feed them. I gotta say, love the different textures. This driftwood in the middle. I see your basking area in the top. Double internal filters. Good filtration is always awesome. Dan, what do you have to say?
I see what I've done before in the past, which is like a fun little way to keep your filter from sucking up. I usually do this with sand, but using this rock to prop up the filter. I mean, I'm sure it has a suction cup on it, but using it like right there, using it to hold it up. I do that very often when I put sand in a tank that I have. And other than that, for 75 gallons, those must be some big tiger barbs, but this is a good looking tank. I see you've got a screen top, the mix of different rock sizes with the plants coming out, the fake plants, which they love. I love the enrichment of the rosy reds. I one time went on vacation for 4 days. I had my red ear slider and a terrapin in a tank with hundreds of guppies because they just bred a ton at that point, and I came home to 0. So, listen, and it was fine because I was okay with that, but it sort of gives them the option to get a snack if they need. If they want to work for it, they will. If they know that they can get away with you just feeding them a ton, they'll be lazy. Hi, Dan. Big fan. Here's my red ear... Thank you. I appreciate you. My red ear slider enclosure. I speak English. 40-gallon breeder, updating soon with an FX6 and a pretty lady named Meg from Rosa from Chicago.
Rosa from Chicago, killing it with the filtration game. Oh my goodness. I have an FX4 on my 75 and that thing kicks butt. An FX6, you are set for life. That is literally an amazing filter. The egg crate basking area too. We love to see it when people DIY, and also how you used kind of one of those basking platforms, those floating docks, to kind of also give some more support and structure. That's a really, really smart idea, because sometimes that ramp area can be a little tricky with the egg crate, but that gives it a lot more stability. And if it's more stable, the turtle's more likely to use it and not shy away from it. So
That's awesome.
It
Dan,
also,
what do you got?
because it's dark, it'll probably heat up a little more and it'll feel a little bit better. This actually gives me an idea, because the egg crate allows for the turtle to fully dry off on their underside as well. I have a friend who's having an issue with some shell rot on the plastron because they're not able to dry off underneath as well, interestingly enough. The FX6, I know people that use an FX5 on a 300-gallon stock tank.
Exactly, on a
This
300 gallon.
Yeah, this is a 6 on a 40-gallon tank. No wonder that water is literally immaculate.
Hold on. I gotta look what the turnover rate on this is gonna be, because that's gotta be like
Wicked.
15 times an hour or something insane.
Wicked. But, you know, for a reddier cider like that, she'll love it. I also love that you have an increased flow. That way she keeps herself moving, and turtles can very quickly be lazy and get a little overweight. So just the fact that you have that flow there, it's something that people don't always think about. But you're thinking ahead, especially because I see this little ball down here that maybe you put little snacks in, little treats, little shrimp in for your turtle to chase. For enrichment, you've got the bubbler, you've got a little thermometer here to check the temperature. You've got, yeah, like I said, the snacks, there's the food, there's the shrimp. That's fantastic. You are set. You said that you're upgrading soon. Beautiful. If you do this exact thing on a larger scale, you will have beautiful success with your turt.
Oh, yes.
So those are all the tanks we have for you today. If you want to see more, there will be more tomorrow going up on Dan's channel. So go over there, hit his subscribe button, his notification bell. He just makes really great content, and lots of baby turtles, lots of terrapins. You don't want to miss it. Dan and I have been homies for like a really long time. I remember he was one of the OGs watching my channel way, way back when. So glad we were able to get together to do this collab. Dan, it has been so much fun. Thank you so much for being on the channel. And also thank you to all of Dan's subscribers for all of these amazing and beautiful setups. Oh my goodness. Just the variety and the turtles and everything. It's just so much fun to see. So Dan, do you have anything that you would like to add?
Thank you for agreeing to do this with me. Thank everybody for coming over here watching. If you go onto my channel, I appreciate you. I never want to pressure anybody into anything, but I appreciate the kind words and everything. I try to make good stuff. And I have a lot of babies all the time. So baby content 24/7. So yes.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you all so much for watching.
I don't really have anything to add, so I guess I will see you guys next Friday, and have a turtly awesome day.